I'm Gloria Strode, and welcome to Straightforward. Today we are visiting with some of our wonderful friends doing so much work for those, the least of them, here at Freedom Farm. My awesome new friend, Amanda Norris. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for hosting us today. Had the pleasure of meeting your awesome husband. He's pretty much stuck with me now because you all have a heart for people. And that's what all of us should have because, regardless of what's going on in the world, we have to live in this world together. And we have to try to care for those that can't care for themselves. And that's our charge, is to take care of the least of them. And I always tell my friends, you might want to give your friend a ride that has a Bentley, but God's not going to bless you for giving somebody a ride that's already got a car. So each one reach one, each one teach one. But you all have so many outreach projects and programs going on with Freedom Farm. Share with us some of the programs, the vision. One I'm just very excited about is the tiny homes, but we'll get to that one. But you got so many other things going on. So share with us what you all are doing. And you are the executive assistant for Freedom Farm. Yes. Okay, so you are authorized to share all of this great information. So share with our audience all these great things you all are doing.
Yeah, so Freedom Farm is big. It's a big vision and big mission, and we're just letting the Lord lead and guide and direct our steps. But right now we offer two programs, one of them the Freedom Project, and that is the after-school program that we offer. We work with 9 different schools in the Russell County, Phoenix City area, and we go and we get them from school, and we just bring them here out to the farm. And our goal is just to show them the love of Christ, as we do activities with them.
In a safe environment.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, in a safe environment.
Gardening, we work with the horses, we teach them how to fish. There's a mechanics opportunity.
Really?
Mentors and volunteers that come out and just love on the kids and work with them in different activities.
Well, as I toured this administrative building and the one for the people that's living in the tiny homes and the ones that attend in the evening, I saw this wonderful gardening cabinet. I wanted it. You said that artists actually came and volunteered their time because gardening is a very big, it teaches people life skills.
Exactly.
And today as we were coming to the administrative building here, we saw the gardening. Yes, we did. And we was like, wow, that's really cool. So, but someone actually came and painted when that's where you keep all of your tools and your supplies.
Yes, so we'll take the kids and we'll do activities with them out there at the garden and just teach them how to plant and water. And we also we want to start the tutoring session of it, and we want to do mentoring with them. We read a statistic that young adults who have mentors in their life are 130% more likely to have a leadership role in their lifetime. And that's huge. I mean, just someone that will pour into their life that say, we care about you and we love you, and just share the hope that is in Christ with these children. Some of them come and they're lost and they have no hope, and they don't know about the love that Jesus offers. And so we just want to be...
Well, they've never seen goodness. And sometimes because our lives are what they are, we never can imagine. In my other life, your husband know I was a social worker. That's my credential, college, whatever that means, profession. But a lot of the children have never really had a good environment. They don't know what a good touch is. Every touch they've ever had has really been a bad touch. And so right here at Freedom Farm, you all are providing not just wonderful opportunities, but it's a safety net. And it provides the love and the nurturing and the mentoring that many of them have not had. Right. So in your tutorial area, I was impressed. The fabulous cubicles, and each one have a different theme. And if it's a boy and big in technology or sports, or if it's a girl and all of the frilly things. So a lot of thought went into all of these projects that you're doing.
Yes, ma'am, it is. We want the kids to come in and know, see a specific piece and know that the Lord is calling them, that He did that especially for them. We want them to feel that love as soon as they come into this building.
today was my first time meeting you. Of course, I've met your husband several times, and I just think he's awesome. When you shared your story of how you actually ended up in the Chattahoochee Valley, it is just amazing. Yeah. Of course, your husband was former military, originally from Alabama, and then he met you and married you over in Texas. And then he had no plans of coming back to Alabama. And then one day he thought that you were dreaming, and you were like, that is just amazing.
I knew that the Lord was calling us here. He had put it on my heart, and I actually pushed it back for a couple of weeks because I thought, oh, that's crazy. Our life is here. My family's here. He
has a good job. He's transitioned from the Air Force to his new government job, and had it all worked out, and the kids, your sons, had their friends, and all of those things, comforts they were accustomed to. And then mom shows up with this wild idea.
Yes, and I knew how he'd feel, so I, waited for the perfect time and you're waiting for the perfect time. This is crazy, but I feel like the Lord's calling us to Phoenix City, and he was like, yeah, that's crazy. But we began to pray about it, and it wasn't weeks later that I remember standing at the kitchen stove cooking, and he came up to me and he said, the Lord's calling us. We've been praying about it, and I know that he's calling us to Phoenix City. We don't know why. We don't know what we'll do. But we're going to be obedient, and let's do it.
And this was in the middle of COVID.
COVID had, it was in the middle of COVID, yes. And
who does that?
I know. I just built our forever home. We built a barndominium. This is where we're going to live forever, raise our kids. Everything's going well. This is, where we'll wrap it up.
And then mom had this strange idea.
Yes, and we didn't even live there for a year. I don't think we lived in our barndominium for a year.
Really?
Before the Lord had called us here. But we sold it very quickly, put a place before the Lord, and
You know what? And that's the thing. That's how you know it has his approval. Because anything that he's doing, it's effortless. It just goes so smooth. It's things that we're doing, and it's like pushing a rope up a hill. So that's how you knew. Yes.
Just confirmation that, all right, let's do it. Here we go.
Okay. And so you were able to get connected with a great nonprofit. Your husband works with a great nonprofit, and you're changing lives. That is amazing. Well, what we're going to do before we go to part 2, because this is just really good stuff, we're going to just stop right here and then go to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by State Senator Ed Harbison, serving the citizens of Georgia's 15th Senatorial District and on the front lines for veterans every day. Progressive Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided. A touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road. Trusted by generations. Whole Patient Healthcare. Dr. Jada Rimes-Bacote is board certified in family medicine. She believes the best patient care includes practical, individualized lifestyle changes. Located at 1338 13th Avenue, Columbus, 706-641-2080, or visit wholepatienthealthcare.com. And welcome back to Straightforward. I'm enjoying this wonderful, inspirational visit with my new friend, Amanda Norris. The testimony, the story, as we were riding from one part of the property to the other, I told you I got very emotional because a lot of the things that you are doing with all of these different programs and projects, these are things that I've tried to talk to other people about over the years. Some thought I was crazy. Oh, well, you follow what I'm saying? They couldn't see it. And so I shared with you in a sidebar that this week earlier, and I was like, God, you get so weary sometimes when you're just trudging along. And then one of the ministers on television said, ask God for an epiphany. And it was like, wow. And so then today, and it hasn't been 7 days. No, I'm serious. And so when I saw it, I said, thank you. Because this is what I was trying to tell people. I have property in another county, and it was like, and I've tried all these different things, and it was like, people didn't never get it. So this is it. This is it. You know, you followed and not really knowing what you were going to do. And when you got here, a vision was set, and you all have made it come to fruition. So share with the audience the great things that you all are doing for our 18, 24-year-olds.
Yes, ma'am. I just read in Deuteronomy not too long ago that, you know, the Lord is calling us to the sojourners, is what it says, and we were once sojourners in Egypt. So just thinking about what the Lord has done for us and how he can work through us to just be the hands and feet to those, you know, in need in our community. So the Hope Project is designated for the 18 to 24-year-old age group, and we just feel like there's a gap for that age group. The homeless shelters around here don't take them under the age of 21.
Right.
So those who have either aged out of the foster care system or they've just found themselves in a crisis situation, some of them abandoned by family members, some of them just in abusive homes that they need to get out. They're just left out there. And so the Hope Project wants to take those in. We have an intake home where they can live. You know, we provide shelter and food for them, clothing, to get them started. But the main thing is that we want them to become independent.
And to be able to finally have independent living.
Right.
So you all are the safety net.
The support, yes. The support that they don't have from family members or friends. So we're able to give them basic life skills, help them get a job. Some of them don't have driver's license. Others have come without even a birth certificate or a social security card. So just helping them obtain those kind of things, helping them to learn how to drive, to do a resume, fill out an application, some of those things that nobody's taught them.
And this is the Hope Project.
Right.
And this is one of the programs up under the umbrella of Freedom Farm.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, and you have others, but we'll get to that. And so those that if they have had to leave home because it was a bad situation, there's a lot of domestic violence, and you know, sometimes we need to let people save themselves. You know, sometimes the system don't pick up everything, is what I'm saying.
Right.
And so if they leave, then they can reach out to
The Freedom Farm.
Freedom Farm, and you all take them in. If they don't have a birth certificate, if they don't have a driver's license, life skills, financial, all of that, you all are going to give them a place to sleep, feed them, clothe them, all those things that the main books say we're supposed to do. I keep telling people, you know, we can keep talking about all of that, but the worst thing you can do is try to tell someone about how great, you know, your religion is when they have been sleeping on the street. They don't have any food. I mean, they're hungry. They've been abused and battered. So it's hard to reach people like that. So you have to reach them with love and resources. Because if I'm hungry right now, I don't need you to pray. I want you to pray, but I need you to feed me first.
Exactly. You can't share the love of Christ with them until they know that you even care about them.
Exactly.
You know, we've got to pour that love into them before they're even ready to hear about the Lord and all the goodness that he has for them. And so, yeah, the Hope Project really wants to pour into that age group, help them to be independent, and just be that family and that support for them.
And so after they go through you have a location where they come for, we will say intake, for lack of a better word. You know, I'm an old social
I want to call it our transformation home because
transformation home, that's fabulous. I love that. No, really.
Like you talked about earlier, just putting them in a whole different environment. It's like a plant that's in too small of a pot. Whenever you put it into a different environment, it has room to grow and to flourish. And we've seen these young adults come into this intake home and just flourish. They go from no hope to just having hope and seeing a future for themselves.
It's from hopelessness to hope.
Right.
I like that. Transformational. I love the analogy about the plant. If it's in too small of a pot, it can't really flourish and grow. And so that's what you all are, and you're sowing good seeds. Yeah, we talked about that too, sowing those good seeds. So once they've done that, and they've successfully at the transformational home, then some of them are afforded the opportunity for the tiny homes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, so far we have 3 tiny homes built, with the hopes of 10 being built out here on the property. But yes, they have the opportunity. It's just an option for them to help them get on their feet. Some of them are going to college, some of them have jobs, and it's just an affordable way for them. We have had some girls that opt to get an apartment closer to their job, and that's perfectly fine.
Right.
You know, they have
And
the
you all are
opportunity.
helping them to make that transition.
Yes.
Right.
So it's just an option for them, and so they'll work through phases in the intake home. That should take them anywhere from 4 to 6 months to be able to obtain their license, get their education. We partner with a program that helps them get their high school diploma, or another program that'll help them get their GED and learn a trade and get a job. So it's kind of a checklist and goals that they work through phases until they're eligible for possibly a tiny home. And so
That's amazing.
It's very exciting. We're working on getting those tiny homes fully furnished,
and they are simply beautiful.
They are. They're really
I could move into one of those, and I know some college students. I was once one many moons ago. Would just really, I mean, they're very nicely appointed. No, really, you know how sometimes people do things and it's like half done? Nothing is half done there. I mean, the appliances are nice, the counters, the floors, it is just really the high ceilings and that kind of thing. You all put a lot of thought into that.
Yes, lots of thought, love, and prayer went into.
And it is obvious. No, really it is. And I've been into, to visit some other places in my old life as a social worker, and it looked like somebody did something to just check the box. Those are not just check the box. Even, the landscaping around. So what we're going to do now is go to our break to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors.
David Benefield at the historic Highland Hall, florist extraordinaire, making dreams come true for all occasions. Visit David and his team today at 1504 17th Street or call 706-324-4881, where happiness blooms. The Columbus Memory Center, 7196 North Lake Drive, Suite A, Columbus. Dr. Jonathan Liss is a board-certified neurologist and sleep specialist committed to battling Alzheimer's by preserving independence, offering you the opportunity to get your memory number for free, the only vital sign for brain health. Call today at 706-327-4000 or visit columbusmemorycenter.com.
And welcome back to Straightforward. I am continuing this wonderful, inspirational, talking about hope in a time of despair and darkness for many of our young people, ages 18 and 24. It's a struggle. I've seen it with college students. A lot of times parents encourage them to go to college. College is not for everybody. Sometimes people drop out, stop out, or they have other life challenges and things don't quite work out. I've seen a lot of the young athletes that I worked with in the past. They went to college, they were not prepared academically, and because nobody's going to wake up and make you wake up and go to class.
Right.
And then they end back up in the community and they're not prepared. They don't want a regular job because they had this professional sports dream. I've worked with young people where they sought out the wrong relationships, and then when things don't go according, then they are out just trying to find their way. And so it's just good to know that Freedom Farm had the vision, it was a part of the mission to fill that gap. Because you were telling me there was a large, because your other partner, your broader partner, that you all partnered with that helped you get a lot of these programs off the ground, they had done a lot of research. And they've been in existence for about 50 years?
50 years. Big Oak Ranch.
And what was the name of it?
Big Oak Ranch.
Big Oak Ranch, and they're located in
Northern Alabama.
Northern Alabama. And so you all were able to look at what they had done over the last 5 decades and then model a lot of the programs here.
Yes, they're geared more towards the younger, the 6 to 18 years of age, the ones that just need a home. So they provide Christian homes for them to live in. a private school, just giving them the opportunity. So yeah, just going to visit there really was inspiring for us, and the Lord laying it on our hearts and us just trusting the Lord to provide all the needs. You know, if it's His vision and we're just His hands and feet and we're just doing what He's called us to do. So just using the resources that He gave us, but also asking for resources from other people.
And support. And you have great community partners.
Yes.
I know you were telling me about, and I did see on your Facebook, because I'm going to always do my homework before I sit, with the guests. And the gentleman was putting in the windows into the tiny homes. And he was like, oh, it's going to be done by a certain time. And you were telling me that people donated the heating and the air, just everything. And they didn't donate junk. I don't like it when people do that. Don't give me something that you wouldn't want. Even when I make donations to, the various thrift stores that we have, the nonprofits, and they're going to resell them. I don't want to give anybody anything that I wouldn't want. You know what I'm saying? So this is not trash. So those places are nicely appointed. And so they were able to bless you all with those.
Yes, it's been so overwhelming.
And this was a blessing.
Yes, with this, where we're sitting was donated to Freedom Farm. We had money donated to do the remodeling from the commission to remodel this for our after-school program. Like you said, people donating their time, their resources, their money, their
skills,
talents, gifts that the Lord had given them, and they're just coming together, and it's awesome.
It's amazing. I know I was overwhelmed because when you shared the study room with me for the after-schoolers, and then I thought, and then you said, no, this was originally intended to be because the cubicles was already there.
Yes, it was a dog grooming facility, so they already had the cubicles there, which immediately we're like, this is perfect for our tutoring sessions. Like, we don't even have to change that part.
Right, and it's private, it's nicely built, it's nothing shabby or anything, because you come up to this building, it's like, wow, no, really. And that's what Jonathan was saying. He said, oh, you won't miss it.
I wish you could have seen the before.
Really?
Yes. So it's been completely gutted and remodeled since we received it. But all of it's been a blessing.
Really?
Just people joining with us in the community.
And understanding the mission and the vision. Because this is about saving and changing lives. This is not about anybody working their resume, trying to get rich, trying to get their name and fame and on the national stage.
Yes.
Because you have to know about this to even get here. And that was a blessing that I met your husband, and he was happy to tell me about you and how great you were, and all of the other great work that your nonprofit was doing, because he's with the nonprofit. Okay, so with the tiny homes, share with us how people can reach you, any information you want to share, and that big wish list. Because you said to me before we started today, there is nothing too big for my God. So I want you to put that wish list out there, because some of our friends watching might have things. A lot of my friends own properties and other things, and they like changing out stuff, so they might have things in storage somewhere. They might want to donate.
Definitely, yes. So right now we are in the process of furnishing the tiny homes. So we need any kind of household goods, beds.
Gently, we need them new or gently used.
Would be preferable.
Okay.
Yes. But just anything you would need in a home, dishes, plates, cups.
Linens.
Yes, linens is a big one. For this education center, when the kids come after school, we would love to have activities, outside activities for them, games to do, books to read. We need school supplies for them. We're doing tutoring sessions. They need Chromebooks and pencils and just the basic school needs. There's outside games. And when you say that our God is, big, I think big. I would love to have a basketball court out there. One of our students, it touched my heart. He was so excited to try out for the basketball team, the junior high basketball team. And I was like, awesome. Have you been able to practice? When he doesn't own a basketball, and he doesn't have a basketball court, and he doesn't have any kind of figure in his life that would be able to practice with him, like we could do that. If we had a basketball court here, you know, our mentors would love to teach him, train him, you know, practice with him, get him ready for that basketball tryout. I would absolutely love that. Just team building activities with the different sports. We have a volleyball net out there that some of the kids were not excited about when I said, hey, today we're going to play volleyball. Like, volleyball, but they get into it and they learn how to do it. It's a team thing, and the camaraderie of it all, they loved it, and they want to do it every week. And just, you know, those kind of
things you're exposing them to things we take for granted that many of them have never. So what's your contact number? We need your phone number, your email, and how people can reach you.
Okay, great. We have a website, www.freedomfarmcrossroad.com.
freedomfarmcrossroad.com.
Yes, no S's on farm or crossroad.
Okay.
And then our phone number is 334-377-2001. You can also contact me at a.norris@freedomfarmcrossroad.com.
a.norris@freedomfarmcrossroad.com. You are amazing. You're everything your husband said. And this will not be our last visit. It is our first visit.
Yes,
Continue to do the work that you do because it's needed. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
This has been straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.
What up, world? What's up, Columbus? Be sure to tune in every Sunday, Straightforward with Gloria Strode, right here on NBC 38.